Hi everyone, you have reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Like this video, hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And finally, share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. Today I'm here with a story. It's an unfortunate story about a lawsuit between Roc-A-Fella Records versus Damon Dash. So Roc-A-Fella Records wants to stop the NFT sale of Reasonable Doubt. What is NFT? NFT stands for non-fungible token, okay? And what is Reasonable Doubt? Well, Reasonable Doubt, according to Jay-Z, an interview he did with XXL, I want to say magazine, way back when, stated that Reasonable Doubt, which debuted it, I want to say June 1996. I got to just check my notes here. June 1996. He said Reasonable Doubt is his baby. So understand this, guys. Reasonable Doubt is his baby. And at the time of that interview, Jay-Z had, and he may still have it, a big position at Def Jam and Roc-A-Fella Records. This man said, Jay-Z said, this is how much Reasonable Doubt means to him. He said in that interview that he would give up his position at Def Jam. He would give up all his other masters. And this man has stuff in his catalog. He said he would give up all his other masters to have 100% ownership of his masters of Reasonable Doubt. That's heavy, people. Because you have to ask yourself, why do this? Jay-Z is worth billions, okay? And when I looked up the network of Damon Dash, he's only, and I'm saying only, people, because in our world, $1 million may mean a lot, but in the entertainment world, $1 million is nothing. And when I looked up the net worth of Damon Dash, it was just $1 million, okay? So I'm saying to myself, why would Damon Dash do this? Is he broke? Because there would be no other reason for him to try to sell Reasonable Doubts, especially knowing how much it means to Jay-Z. Remember, people, in this interview, Jay-Z said Reasonable Doubt is his baby. He was willing to give up everything else to own the masters to Reasonable Doubt. So you're saying to yourself, why won't somebody just sell it to him? This man is worth billions. That's the reason why they're probably not selling it, because they feel that Reasonable Doubt is probably worth billions. So let's back up a little bit. Where did the birth of Roc-A-Fella Records come from? Well, Roc-A-Fella Records was started by Jay-Z, Damon Dash, and another individual called Kareem Briggs, okay? They started this company birthed out of the fact that when Jay-Z was trying to do and put out Reasonable Doubts, they could get no one to produce and release this project. So they started their own company and they released it under Roc-A-Fella Records. To me, who starts a company with someone that is not their friend? So on that note, I took it as, or I'm taking it as, at some point, Damon Dash, Jay-Z, and this Kareem Briggs were really good friends. Because who starts a company with an enemy? So on that note again, Damon Dash, why would you sell something that you have got to know means the world to your friend or ex-friend, okay? And so hence, here we are. This is why we're having a lawsuit. Not because Jay-Z is being petty, but because Reasonable Doubts is his baby and he's protecting his baby and he wants to stop the sale of it. So if I'm thinking my legal terms right, neither one of them own it 100% outright. Since they had this company together, it's owned by the company, and the company at the time was Jay-Z, Damon Dash, and this Kareem Briggs. So it's like Jay-Z said in an interview, he wants 100% ownership of his masters, and he probably has a third ownership of his masters. But this is not the only person. Damon Dash is not the only person that Jay-Z is not letting get their hustle on. Okay, they had there's a hip hop photographer. I guess he was very, and I have to check my notes real quick. I guess he was very popular back, when Jay-Z and was rising up in the hip hop world, or just, making their mark and creating a platform for all of the artists, the hip hop artists that came after them. So there was a hip hop photographer, and he is actually responsible for the cover of Reasonable Doubts, okay? Where Jay-Z has a cigar in his hand, he has this ring on, and he has his hat down, okay, like a fedora, and he's looking down. You don't even see his face in this particular picture that's on the cover, but there's other pictures where you clearly see Jay-Z's face, and his attire is like a hustler, because that's kind of what the first debut album was about. So I just have to look here. I may mess up this man's last name, forgive me, but the photographer, the hip hop photographer, is Jonathan Mannion. Okay, and so what happened is Jay-Z sued him also. Now, not Roc-A-Fella Records. Jay-Z actually sued him, saying that this guy has a website and he's constantly using Jay-Z's image on all kinds of merchandise without his permission, and he's also selling like the images, and a lot of them from the Reasonable Doubt. He's actually selling all of these images and stuff like that and making a lot of money, and he's doing this without Jay-Z's permission. Now, this part, if you're a lawyer, chime in, or if you know the information about this, chat with me in the comments and give me some more education, because I really couldn't find a solid answer to this particular question. But however, this is what I do know. Most photographers, or I really think all photographers, that unfortunately, because they're using your camera, I'm saying your camera, they're using their camera and they're taking the pictures. I believe they own the rights to these pictures. But again, at the same time, I do know you probably have to sign a release for them if they want to put the picture on your website. But I think because they took the pictures, they can put the pictures on their website. I'm getting mixed information about that. But I do believe that all the originals, even if you hire a photographer, they belong to that particular photographer. But I'm not 100% sure on that, but you let me know. Anyway, Jay-Z is also suing him. Okay, so when I say Jay-Z feels that Reasonable Doubts is his baby, and all of us parents know you will do anything in this world to protect your children, and you really know how much this means to him when he says he will give us the masters to everything else, to own 100% of the masters for Reasonable Doubts. That is big. Okay, so Damon Dash, I'm really feeling like you're doing this because you're broke or you truly need the money. But I would say this, it got to be another way. And maybe the other way is if all three of y'all own 1/3 of this Reasonable Doubts, the piece of your 1/3 that you do own, Damon Dash, why don't you go to Jay and say, look, I will at least, I know you can't get all of your 100% of it, but I'll sell you my percentage of it. How about that? How about you do that? But the kind of go and sell this NFT, and you know how much this means to Jay-Z, I just think it is dead wrong. So listen, guys, what would you do? If you were had a company with one of your best friends or a good friend, but maybe right now y'all not so much good friends anymore, but you had this memorabilia, you had this NFT, you need the money, and you figure, what's the harm? I'm gonna go to an auction house and sell this off. But meantime, back in your heart and soul, you know how much this means to your former friend. Would you still do it? Would you sell it? Would you go to your friend and try to sell it back to your friend? How would you handle this situation? I personally think, but I don't know, dang, there's other ways to make money. Get your hustle on. But right now, he cannot with this NFT because Jay-Z slash Roc-A-Fella, the company, or let me put Roc-A-Fella, the company, is stopping his hustle, and Jay-Z is trying to stop the hustle of that photographer because he does not want his image being sold out there without his permission. I do get that because you don't want your name and your brand on anything, especially Jay-Z. He built that brand up from nothing and now he is worth billions. Damon Dash, I wish you well. I wish you get the money that you need, but don't get it off the back of your ex entrepreneur mate. I don't know how close y'all were or not, but don't do it off the back of Jay-Z. There's other ways you can get money, and I'll be keeping a close eye on this lawsuit and letting y'all know what happens. So thanks for listening. Chat with me in the comments. See you next video. And to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day.